What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our college football channel. We're going to wrap up our Big Ten predictions here, show you what the standings will look like based off of my predictions, and also, of course, predict the Big Ten championship game. And a reminder, if you're unaware, we do have a Big Ten channel with Big Ten only content. Make sure you subscribe to that if you are a Big Ten fan. But let's get into it here. And again, we've gone through every single team and done videos, so if you want to get more in-depth on predictions, go watch those team videos. But I've got Northwestern at the bottom of the Big Ten West, going 3-9, 1-8 overall. I did fill out all of my predictions before the Pat Fitzgerald news. So now you're looking at it now, I don't even know if they'll win a conference game. I had them, I think, beating Purdue as their one conference win. I thought this team would improve a little bit this year, at least compared to last year. And again, now at this point, I don't know what to expect for Northwestern, but I do feel pretty confident that they will finish at the bottom of this division. I'm not high on Purdue either. I got them going 4-8, 2-7 in the conference. I just don't think the roster is all that great, and now the new coach, it's going to be kind of a start over, rebuild type thing for Purdue. So I'm not expecting much at all from them. I've got them finishing here at number 6, and then we go to Nebraska. We got them at 6-6, 3-6 in the conference. I think they have a better year this year, but not by a lot. I still don't think that roster is ready to compete near the top of this division. I think that they'll be decent. Like I said, Matt Rule coming in, I think it's going to give them a spark. I think they'll be a decent team, like I said, but just enough to get to a bowl game. I'm not really, and I'm guilty of hyping this team up in the past. I've had Nebraska pretty high the last a few years, not quite as high last year. I can't remember which year it was that I picked them to win the division. I actually got this division correct last year. I had Purdue winning the Big Ten West. But Nebraska, I think they will again be a little bit better than last year, but not much. I've got Illinois going 7-5, 5-4 in the conference. A team that's going to have a good defense, going to be able to run the football, a typical Brett Bielema team. And again, I think he's doing a nice job there, and I think this team is going to have another pretty good year. And I think also a team going 7-5 is going to be Minnesota, 5-7, 5-4 in the conference. Tiebreaker does go to Minnesota. I had them beating Illinois in their head-to-head matchup, but I think Minnesota, they're to the point now where they're at least 7-5 every year. I mean, pretty much PJ Fleck's got this program at a very consistent level. And I don't really see any reason to think that it's going to be different this year. Going to have some weapons on offense. Really comes down to the quarterback position on offense. If he turns out to be great, maybe this team can do better than this. Defense, they did lose a lot, so we'll see how that plays out. But again, I think they're going to be solid. And then at number 2, we've got Iowa, 9-3, 6-3 in the conference. Don't really have any questions about their defense. We know they're going to be good on that side of the ball. It's really all about the offense. Cade McNamara gives them an upgrade at quarterback, but not a huge upgrade, so I don't expect them to be scoring 30, 40 points a game. But I think they've got enough pieces there to where if they can improve just a little bit on offense with the defense that they're going to have, they can have a really good year, and I think they can get to 9-3. But I've got Wisconsin winning this division, 10-2 overall, 7-2 in the conference. Just love their schedule. I think it sets up really, really well for them. If they can go on the road and beat Washington State, if they get that win, I think it's going to set the tone for them having a great year. Again, getting back to last year's predictions, I picked Purdue to win this division because of the schedule. I even said it last year. I didn't think they were necessarily the best team in this division, but they had a schedule that set up really, really well. And that's kind of the story for Wisconsin this year. So I think they're going to really bounce back. I love the pieces they've added in the transfer portal, a lot coming back from last year's team. A lot of production, so I'm very high on Wisconsin. I think they could be a top 15 team this year. I've got them going 10-2. Now let's go to the East, and again, this is the last time we're going to have an East and a West. Well, I say that. They were doing away with divisions next year, but now that they add Washington and Oregon, and if they were to add more, say Cal and Stanford, maybe they do go back to divisions. I really don't know, but we're assuming this is going to be the last year they have divisions. And so we'll go to the Big Ten East now. Rutgers finishing at the bottom. I've got them at 4-8, 1-8 in the conference. Just did a video on them the other day, and again, you can go watch those videos on the individual teams if you want to get more of my takeaways on the teams and how the season I think is going to go. This is a team that I think the offense is really going to hold them back. Defense should be pretty strong, but can they score enough points? Iowa has been able to be pretty successful in that way. I don't know if Rutgers can. Maybe they can. Another thing that hurts Rutgers is the schedule and the fact that they play in the East. So you got to go through some really good teams. Before them, or just ahead of them, I've got Indiana also going 4-8, but 2-7 in the conference. I had them losing a non-conference game. Again, I think this is a team that can be decent. I don't think Rutgers or Indiana is going to be terrible, but you got to find the win somewhere, and it's tough when you've got all these really good teams in the conference. So again, Indiana there, number 6, number 5, Michigan State. This is a tough one for me because of the transfers that they lost and because of some question marks on offense, because I think at the line of scrimmage, this team's going to be really good on both sides of the ball. I think the defense is going to be really good, but you got to be able to score points, and I just don't know if they're going to have the quarterback, the receivers to do that. I think the run game should be pretty strong for them. So again, this is a team that if you kind of followed me this summer, before the transfers of Keon Coleman and Peyton Thorne, I actually thought Michigan State was going to be a surprise team this year. I was thinking like 7-5, 8-4. I really thought they were going to surprise and have a good season, and then you lose those 2 players, and all of a sudden the vibe changes a little bit, and I don't know if they get to a bowl game or not. I think they can, but I've got them at 5-7. Just ahead of them, Maryland at 7-5, 4-5 in the conference. Defense is the big question mark. I think they're going to be able to score points, but the defense, are they going to be able to stop anybody? That's, I think, going to hold them back from really being in any contention with the top 3 teams. The top 3 teams have separated themselves really from everyone else in this conference. Maybe Wisconsin can get back to that level this year. We'll see. But these teams are all playoff contenders. They're all going to be really, really good this year. But they play each other, and someone's got to lose the games. I think Penn State's going to lose to both Ohio State and Michigan. I've got them at 10-2, 7-2 in the conference. Just going back to last year, the Michigan game, there just seemed to be such a gap. And even though I think Penn State has a chance to be even better this year than they were last year, I don't know that it's enough. You do get home field advantage as well. So there are some things pointing in Penn State's direction that makes you think they have a chance against Michigan, but I still don't think they win that game. And then they have to play on the road at Ohio State. I think that's going to be tough for them as well. So I've got them at 10-2 again. Buckeyes, I've got it 11-1. Was really back and forth on the Notre Dame game, but I did come to the conclusion that I think Ohio State's going to win that game. I don't see them beating Michigan, though. Michigan has their number right now the last 2 years, really just dominating at the line of scrimmage, and the formula is just working for Jim Harbaugh, so I don't see Ohio State going on the road and beating Michigan. Maybe they surprise us. Maybe they get it done. I don't think so. I've got Michigan going 12-0. This team, I think, is going to be even better than they were last year. Just an amazing offensive line, and the depth they have on the offensive line. And they're loaded at running back. J.J. McCarthy is going to have to continue to improve if they're going to have a chance to be, a national championship contender. But they're going to be solid on defense. Again, offensive line will be great. Running football, they're going to follow that same formula that's worked for them the last couple of years. And I think it works again. I think it gets them to 12-0. And it gets them to the Big Ten Championship, where they will play Wisconsin. I think we'll get a pretty competitive game here. Like I said, I think Wisconsin's going to be, I think they're going to be really good. I really think they're going to surprise some people this year with how much they're going to improve. Luke Fickell comes in there, and everyone says, well, year one, it's going to take some time. I don't think so. I think the roster is ready this year for them to be really good. And I think they'll compete with Michigan, but not win. I think Michigan does find a way to kind of wear them down, pull away in the fourth quarter with that rushing attack. And so I've got Michigan winning the Big Ten again this year. Seems like a very safe pick when this is a team that's done it the last couple of years. I have no reason to pick against them. Jim Harbaugh proved me wrong the last 2 years, and I think he's going to prove some people. If you doubt Michigan, I think he's going to prove you wrong this year. Not me, though. I'm going Michigan to win the Big Ten. That is my prediction. Would love to get your thoughts on my predictions and also your predictions on the Big Ten and who you think is going to win this conference. Let me know down in the comments below.